Hello, HonestShe. I'm Heather.
I'm Hannah, and we have got a very special program for you today, a very special guest. We have Iris London with us today. We're very thrilled to have her. So thank you, Iris, for being here. We're very excited and very humbled. But before we get started today, we just wanted to be very clear on a couple of things and want to remind our viewers that Hello HonestShe started with the purpose for empowering women, pushing women to get out of their comfort zone in all sorts of scenarios in various places for various reasons. And most recently, we wanted to make it very clear that we 100% support Black Lives Matter, Black people, and specifically in the case of this channel, Black women. We want to make sure that this channel is a bridge and a platform for Black women to be elevated and for their voice to be heard, and an absolute extension of that voice. We all need to take a look at ourselves and have a real honest and maybe difficult discussion about where things are. And so we really, really want to promote that, and we 100% support and want to promote Black women in business and culture. So with that, we'll get started today. Iris, thank you so much. We're very thrilled.
Thank you both for having me. I'm so honored to be here. I'm very honored to be here, so thank you.
Absolutely. We're just going to get right into it. It's our first question. So with everything going on recently, this is the largest Black Lives Matter movement to date. Yeah. Literally, countries all over the world are supporting everything and protesting and standing up for what's going on. So how does this affect you, as a Black woman, but also as a business owner and an entrepreneur?
Yeah, Hannah, that's such a great question because I believe it has made such a major, impact right now because everybody is still in this moment. Like we were so busy doing life at first, so things were happening, and then it'll get a little bit of it'll get a little bit of preview or shine a little bit of light on it, and then everybody goes back to what's normal. But with everyone being still in this moment, it's really given everybody, all races, a moment to sit and really look into, okay, this keeps happening, and so what can we all do to come together to make a difference? So I'm loving what with the peaceful protest. Let's make that very clear, the peaceful protest, because the looting and the violence and all of that, that's not going to solve anything. It's just going to make matters worse. So, but the peaceful protest and being able to sit at the table with decision makers to have conversations like this, that's what true change happens. I mean, the marches are great. The protests, the peaceful protests are great. That it's going to take us sitting at the table with one another or via Zoom, if that table looks like that in these day and times, to have these authentic conversations, not with the heart of hate, but with a heart of, listen, okay, we're different, which is a great thing, but without divisions. So what can we do collectively to understand each other? I need to be able to be quiet and listen. Okay, what is your point of view? How can I understand better where you are, and really listening, and then the other side being able to give their feedback, and both sides or all sides being able to listen collectively. And then we can see, what? I celebrate our differences, but we're going to get to the place where there'll be no divisions among us now. So I just believe it's really getting all of the attention, and I'm grateful that we're still in a moment such as this. So change, I believe true change is going to happen now. It won't happen overnight. No, it won't happen overnight. But the fact that more people are aware of it, I believe that change is going to happen. And then the dynamic of it affecting me in business, honestly, I'm very grateful, Hannah and Heather, and the whole community. I'm very grateful because I've always had the opportunity to be in a multicultural dynamic. So having the opportunity, for those who are familiar with Chicago, Millennium Park summer workouts and all major events. So God has blessed me with the opportunity, and not to make it deep and spiritual, that's just who I serve. You know, it's just to have that opportunity to be on that platform where people from all nationalities are there. So I'm able to be on that platform and be put before people as an African-American woman, where most Caucasian or Indian or wouldn't see me normally, but being able to have that platform, that's just one of the doors that has been open to me. And even the church that I attend is very multicultural. I'm one of the worship leaders, so I'm on that stage. So it puts me in a platform and in a place where it's not just predominantly Black, it's not just predominantly white, it's literally all cultures. So I've been blessed to be able to put out front in front of all cultures, so they do have the opportunity to see me, to see my heart, to see the gift, and to support. So it's really been a greater dynamic in this time, because my business actually is booming virtually right now, you know, so, and that's all walks of life.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's great to hear, that it's a good effect. It's nice to see the spread of the message,
Yeah.
Just over the internet,
Yeah.
you know, and I've been noticing a lot of people standing up and really discussing the issues and having that open conversation, which we don't typically see all the time.
No.
Hannah and I were talking earlier, people tend to sweep these issues under the rug,
rug,
hope they go away.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. And so,
And now
like,
that we're out in the open,
when we do stuff like this, the fact that you all have taken the opportunity to do this right here, I mean, this is major. I don't look at it as small, because if more conversations and opportunity happen like this, we can really start seeing true change happen. And especially us as women of all cultures being able to connect with each other, because we all have something great to offer the world. If we and us being unified just makes it all the more greater. So
I totally agree. And you mentioned a great point about unity, women coming together from all cultures to support each other. You mentioned your business is booming right now, which is excellent to hear. With that in mind, how do you feel in general Black women in business can be supported, whether it's better support with Caucasian women or other cultures in general? And have you seen that ever as a disparity in the professional world?
Definitely, like I said, I've been, granted the opportunities to be before people, but I have seen it affect a lot of African American women and my friends, that I am connected to. I have seen it affect them very much. And just to have a seat at the table, if people, just having that opportunity to where whatever your business may be, and it's sad, but because of the, the segregation between races, more Black people will go towards, all Black people that do whatever they're looking for, and Caucasians the same, and Indians the same. So, with that segregation in it, most of the times we're naturally geared to go towards who we know or what we've always seen. But now now this is an opportunity to, whereas, hey, like prime example, I have a fitness business, and now it's like, okay, I need a personal trainer, but not only will I just look for those of my, ethnic group, let me just look. And the thing is, see, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're operating in excellence, your business is excellent, I'm going to support you. But once again, no matter what color you are, if your business is horrible, I'm not going to support it. I'm not coming back, and I'm not going to invest into that. So, but when you do put it out there, like, you know what, I'm not just going to look for trainers who are let me see who's out there and do research and choose the best trainer that's best for me. And if they are of another ethnicity, awesome. I won't be afraid to reach out. I won't feel, awkward reaching out. This person fits what I'm looking for as a trainer for me. So I'm going to give her or him that opportunity. So,
wow. Excellent. So, right now, we've just come through COVID-19. We're in a wonderful awakening as a result of something unfortunate.
Yeah.
With that brings a lot of opinions, a lot of talk, and a lot of action, whether it's good action or misdirected. So it's very important to keep yourself grounded and stick to your guns. So my question for you is, how do you insulate yourself versus isolating yourself and dealing with people who probably have all sorts of different opinions right now about the current state of things in America?
How I would answer that, Hannah, that's a phenomenal question. It all boils down to everything we're seeing now is a heart issue. No matter what race you are, we're seeing the manifestation of people's hearts. And some people would say, well, oh, I'm not prejudiced. But when things happen where it's pushing buttons and the pressure is on, you see the true heart come out. It's gonna come out, whoever you are. So this being a heart issue, so in this moment in time, I can't isolate myself. I have to genuinely, authentically be who I was created to be. And because I want my heart to be right in every conversation, in every situation, I can't base any conversation off of emotion. You know, emotions are good. We have them. Yet, if my heart is right, then I can say, Hannah, I can say, Heather, this is what I'm feeling right now. And, you know, in the state of what's going on, like my heart is heavy. I'm saying this happened and that happened, but I can share it from a place of a pure heart, not of hate, not I'm feeling some type of way because you all feel like you're privileged. And, you know, so it's all about the matter of the heart. And it's in times like these when true change can happen. So I can't isolate. I have to get in the face and say, hey, what can we do to make change happen? Because it starts with every individual. But we all deal with our heart, as my mentor and my coach always says, the heart work is the hard work. The heart work is the hard work. It's easy just to throw money at things and, oh, I'm going to support the NAACP. No. It's going to take conversations and change in your community or with your next door neighbor who is of a different race. That's where change happens. And when we do it with the right heart, as the saying goes, what comes from the heart will reach the heart. So it's just being courageous enough to be authentically who you are, who I am, you know, whoever it is, and that's just coming together to, you know, to have a true conversation with the right heart, empathy, you know, so yeah, it takes being courageous enough to get in each other's space in love, not pointing the finger or blaming.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can hear my heart and understand where I'm coming from, I can hear your heart and understand where you're coming from. And then we can be in this thing together. And then what we come together with, well, that same community, or like the three of us having this conversation, now we can go out and see things differently. You know what? You know, I see it. So, you know, it's coming from a place of, you know what, I had a conversation with my next door neighbor who's an African-American woman or a Caucasian woman, and I got a better understanding of, you know, what they feel like, or me. I can say, you know what, I had, you know, a conversation with some of my Caucasian sisters, and, you know, I understand where they're coming from, and I hear their heart, they heard my heart, but now we can really affect change and make that happen. So,
and as a worship leader, I'm sure a lot of people are looking to you and trying to see what your opinion might be.
Oh my God.
Are a lot of people coming to you for your opinions to kind of take some of your strength and bring it into themselves? Because I'm sure a lot look to you for guidance lately, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing from all nationalities, and that's the thing. I can never use the platform that I've been blessed with in a selfish manner.
Yeah.
God didn't give me this gift to come from a place of they're treating all Black people wrong. And what I love about our worship team is 9 different nations on one worship team. Where do you find that?
Right.
Where do you find that? So it's 9 different nations. And like I said, this is an opportunity where so many are hurt. Not only just, especially in this moment, especially right now, it's the African American community, but there's Caucasian people that are hurting too, that's seeing what's happening and feel hopeless, like, what can I do, to help make a difference? This keeps happening. Everybody doesn't have, a heart that's like, but everybody don't have that heart, so I can't come from that place, but that platform is an opportunity. That's why I have to guard my eye gates, guard my ear gates. I don't take in all that the media is trying to throw, because of course you're only going to see the negative side. You're never going to see the truth, the positive things that are happening, where different races and cultures are doing things together. They're not going to show that, so they want to really push fear and separation and say, so no, I guard myself from that. I hear what I need to hear. I take what I need to take as information, and then the rest of it, I'm like, you know what, God, just show me, because that place, you're using me to inspire people, to encourage people, not just African American people, but there's all nations watching.
Yeah.
How dare I use that platform as an opportunity to, just be one side. I can't. And once again, it's a heart issue. When your heart is right, your heart is for God's people and for true change to happen across the world. So that's the position as a worship leader. And even in my fitness business, all that I do is from a heart to serve people.
That's so excellent. And that's a perspective we have not heard yet.
Yeah.
It needs to be shared. That's so important, especially like you mentioned something so important. All nations are watching.
Yeah, all nations. Yeah.
Right now. And we've talked a lot about having the conversation. So how important is it that we create dialogues as individuals with each other versus groups? I'm on this side, I'm on this side, I'm from this country, I'm from that something, I'm from that country.
Exactly. Like I said earlier, change starts right where you are. It starts with every individual. We want to take it all out to the world, but it may just begin with your next door neighbor or the person that's across the street, and learning how to communicate and dialogue and connect in different ways. Let's go have tea. We may not have ever spoken to each other prior to this. You go your way, I go my way, but no, I just believe even where we're planted, nothing just happens. Wherever you are, it's God ordained. I just believe that. And like I said, I'm so happy to be connected with you all, Hannah. I remember you when you were, a youngin', you know what I mean? So it's like to look at you as an adult and you're married now, and then, doing what you all are doing right now, it's just, it starts right where if everybody start right where they are. If it's your next door neighbor, if it's your coworker that you sit across, just taking a moment just to, like, hey, you know what, I see what's going on. I know we haven't talked much or addressed certain things, but I would love to just have a conversation. Is it possible we have tea? Because I want to better understand, what's going on or what's happening, or how can I help? How can I support? You know what I mean? So it's just being bold enough to come to each other right where you are, wherever you are, and have, initiate the conversation.
I think what some people have a hard time with lately is educating their children. I know Hannah is pregnant.
Yeah.
She's going to have her baby soon. And during these times, we have to learn how to teach our children about these issues, because again, I think we try to, hide some of that from them. So they're, what are your thoughts on how, children are involved in this and how we can kind of bring them into the conversation in a safe way?
In a safe way. And like I said, it all starts, right where you are within the 4 walls of your home. And your children, they're not going to do what you say, they're going to watch what you do, and that's what they're going to do. And so I'll never forget, I forgot who this was that gave this whole, told this story about, you know, it was I'm just going to use it as an African-American family. There was 3 generations of women. And the grandmother, when she would cook, she would always cut the end of the ham off and put it in the pan and put it in the oven to bake it. So when the grandmother's daughter was growing up, she watched the grandmother always cut off. So she just started doing the same thing, cutting the end off and put. So then when the daughter's daughter said, well, and she's watching her mom, just watching her mom never, Mom, why do you always cut the end of the ham off? So the mother's like, you know what? I don't know. I've just always saw my mother do it. So the daughter called the grandmother and was like, Mom, why is it always that you cut? She said it was because the ham was too big to fit in the pan that I, you know, put it. So that's why I would cut it off. But the thing, and I use that to say, our children are watching us. So these are generations. So it's like, even us taking the time to understand, like, our parents may have only put us in, or we've only gone to a, you know, all Caucasian school, or everybody in our community was all Caucasian or all Black, or, you know, and my only definition of an African-American person is what I see on TV. But it's gonna take you saying, no, you know, whether you go to a church or whether it's a coworker, look, no, we need to expose our children to different cultures and celebrate it in the home. Celebrate it.
Absolutely.
You know, once again, it's differences without division. We celebrate the differences of the culture, because it would be a very blah and bleak and boring world if everybody was the same. God didn't create us the same. So if we celebrate the cultures, like, you know, hey, Hannah, you know what I mean? I love the fact that you do this. And Iris, I love the fact you do that. Heather, I love the fact, but, you know, celebrating it and you know, so, and teaching our children to be able to do that and exposing them to different things. Like I said, I'm grateful that I even grew up in the community. My parents did a really good job with making sure from grammar school all the way up that I went to very diverse schools. You know what I mean? So just like you said, having a very authentic conversation with your children, and also exposing them to other cultures and celebrating it in the home. Celebrating it. Yeah.
Absolutely. We definitely, as individuals, it's up to us to be. Yeah. I totally believe in that. We've touched on some very, very important things. You know, it starts from the heart.
Yeah.
It starts right where we're at.
Yeah.
And the state of America right now is it's all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that justice needs to be brought, especially to the Black community.
Absolutely.
But with some of the things we've talked about, you know, how can that happen on a national level, as humans, as individuals, right? I imagine, you know, how do we get the differences with no divisions?
Yeah. Once again, that heart issue, it starts with the individual. Like, what's going to reach the nation is every individual taking a true personal look of where their heart really is. And those who truly want to change, whether you're Black, white, you know, racism is racism. You have racism in the Black community, white community, Asian community, you know, sometimes within your own race, you have, you know, racism, you know what I mean? So it's all about every individual. Once again, the only way the world is going to change is with each individual doing their part to do the hard work and the work on themselves first. That's the only way it's going to happen. And everybody's not going to do it. It just is what it is. But those who truly will do the hard work and make the difference. Look, I mean, look how things could change. Look at Martin Luther King. That was one man.
Yeah.
That was one man who we still know who he is today. I was not even born when he was doing the, you know, but we still remember who he is. And, you know, and he fought, the peaceful fight and for a peaceful reason for all nationalities to come together. So it starts with the individual, with the hard work. That's the only way this nation is going to change.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. This week these past few weeks have really helped me with that message too. Like really searching inside yourself and understanding where you come from and what you know, what your beliefs are and how you're going to move forward with this, and kind of spread the good messages and really educate one another. Because
and that's it. Yeah.
yeah,
That's it, Heather. And I'm so sorry for but that's it, Heather. When we really are honest with ourselves. And like, you know what? I've always looked at it like this, but now, you know what? Let me be open to let me be open to change this dynamic. And that change happening in you is going to happen in your household, in your children, in your spouse. And from that, that's a nation right there in your own home. And so when you all go out, guess what? All of you all are representing that. And wherever you go, you can release that to other people. So that's when the change happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're very involved in communities through fitness, through worship, and some fashion.
Yeah, right.
Fashion opportunities. So, and through many other ways. So how have you seen communities coming together during these last few weeks with COVID, with Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
Do you think that they're stronger now, or is there still some unnecessary division that you've noticed?
Yeah, and you know, you're still going to see those who, you know, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You're still going to see those who are coming from a different heart. I'll just say it like that, coming from a different heart that is not about unity. It's all about what they did this to us. But it's not, see, the thing is they're trying to put it on an entire race of people when it's not about the entire race, because everybody does not feel that way. You know what I mean? So it's all about the heart. And I have seen some strength happening. Like I said, I have seen, you know, communities coming together and doing different things. So even when I did that fashion segment, we were doing a photo shoot for a designer, an African-American designer who's on the South Side in one of the suburbs. And it's funny because in that moment, we were outside doing different shots, and there was a Caucasian gentleman who saw us out there, and he came up to us, and he, with tears in his eyes, and he said, "I'm not trying to be funny." He said, "But you all matter to me." We didn't know him.
Wow. Wow.
wow.
He just saw us out there. That took courage.
Yeah.
That took courage for him to come up to us. We were just minding our business, doing the photo, and he literally, I was looking like, because when he walked up, and it was funny because a designer who's an African-American woman, when he walked up, her defenses came up, you know, that sister girl, what are you walking up to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when he said that, and then when you could just see that guard come down on everybody, and it was just a moment. He said, I hate what's happening now. He said, and I just had to come and say, I see each and every one of you, and you matter, with tears running down his face. And even when he walked away, the designer, the African-American, she said, you know what? She said, I had to even check my heart, because when he was walking up immediately, I took offense.
Yeah.
She said, but that's not what he was coming for. So once again, it always goes back to the heart. So there I see some strength happening in communities, and then I see other stuff. But the bottom line is, let's not focus on the negativity. If we could keep putting energy and that force behind the positive and keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, listen, love always wins over hate, no matter what. Love always wins. So that's what matters. That's what matters. Love matters. Because when we love from a true place, that's Black lives, white lives, Indian lives, Mexican. When love matters, everything falls under the umbrella the way it's supposed to.
Wow. Wow. I'm speechless.
My
heart is pounding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I understand why people put you as a leader. It's so great to hear how you speak about this, because I think people of all backgrounds can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And you're really good at it, kind of explaining, gathering all of them together into one dialogue. And that really touched me. So I'm like,
Really. It's so good. And for those of you in our audience who are watching, you know, Iris hit it on the head. Love matters. Love always wins, and it starts in your heart.
Yeah.
Right where you're at. Get those conversations going, like she said, with your neighbor, with someone. Talk to someone you haven't talked to before. We need to all be together, all nationalities in this, to absolutely make change. And it starts here. It starts with you in your heart. Love. The bottom line is love. Oh, thank you, Iris, so much for blessing us with your presence today. I'm humbled and speechless, struggling to find the words in a good way. So thank you. I'm just so amazed, you know, that you took the time to speak with us and have this conversation, an honest conversation.
Yeah, honest,
at all of this, and I'm just so thankful for your time and for your.
And thank you for the honest questions. You know, I knew when you all reached out to me that it was from a true place of really, you know, wanting to understand. So thank you for your honesty, because it's not going to take sugarcoating or it's going to take honest, authentic conversations. And I appreciate you all for coming from a place of honesty. And so we could connect this way and, you know, release this to the world. So it's gonna connect with somebody. So
Thank you so much. Yes, we want honesty and authenticity, no matter how difficult it is, because if it's not acknowledged, it's not going to change.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to Heather, my awesome Hello HonestShe partner. Thank you. This has been a great session. So
thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely.